You are live.
Ah! We don't know what we're doing.
Alright. You guys ready, Freddie? I just got a message. Massage. What's that? I was trying to tell my girlfriend about that noise you make, Derek, but I couldn't recreate it. Fucking noise you always make on microphone and tell you to stop all the time.
Oh.
Was it?
No.
Yeah. Okay, I'm doing it. Then Matt James is hitting the table like every time. I was like, stop hitting the fucking table.
Bartender fingers, man.
How's that Breaks on Swells? Did you play a show?
Yeah, it was awesome. We played Georgetown All-Stars, and they were good, but Marina and the Dreamboats fucking killed all of us. They were so good. And they opened. All right.
Tight.
But we're good.
We're good to go? Joel?
Yeah.
Share.
I don't know how to share the actual page
It's caring.
from on here.
Oh my god, it's Murad. Dude, I was on a party bus with a bunch of lit ass motherfuckers that were faded, like spraying champagne and twerking and like upside like crazy shit. And I recorded almost the whole thing. And I was up in people's faces and like, crotches. And then I went to share it and I pushed the wrong button and I didn't share it publicly.
You canceled?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, where's the thing? Also, all the people watched it live. And there was a bunch of people watching it live. All of those people ever see it. You can't retrieve them either.
Maybe if you send an email to Facebook.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
I'm
not sure people were happy I didn't share it. So.
Oh, there we go. Fucking heck.
Time to face the change.
Time to take you on.
Alright, I don't know, but I'm starting the podcast.
Did you guys
Okay.
Push it.
Did you guys see my share?
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Goodness gracious, maniacs. We're at number 49. This is episode 49 of End User Disagreements. This is the video game podcast where your argument is
Sometimes not right.
no,
Mostly invalid.
far from it. Mostly invalid.
49.
49.
Oh, wait, am I early?
No, you can chime in, man. You're fine. But we are coming to you from Studio 2 and 2, part of the Soundcasting Network in South Lake Union, Seattle. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. And today we are brought to you by Seagram's Escapes Classic Lime Margarita. The freshest drink for any video game podcaster.
Yep.
And that's what we are.
Or middle school cut day, whichever.
Man, we made it. We made it past Easter. We survived this weekend.
Yes, and I still have to do my taxes. So
Oh, jeez. So to brighten your guys' week, to all of you clever individuals that posted this weekend that Jesus is a zombie, it is not. He is a lich. By definitions of monsters, he is not a white, he is not a goblin or a golem or a zombie. He is a lich.
But he had to come back so we can create the rabbit that lays eggs, though, right?
No, the thing is, these are all undead monsters. They're all versions of monsters, but if you look, and he's not a wraith either, he is a lich. I'll send you the link on the End User Disagreements.
And you have to get a basket to collect the eggs for Jesus? Is that
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and it all connects. And the color of the cross is brown, which is the same color of chocolate.
There you go.
Which ties everything
Illuminati
in.
confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed.
Okay, now back on track.
So back on track to video games. What you've been playing. Oh, let me introduce everybody. This is Loud and Brown. And what I've been playing is losing at Tekken to Mr. Crispy Pants. That's Mark Sumner over in Portland. He was in town for SakuraCon. I got bodied pretty much every night. Might have had to do with how much alcohol I had. I drank a lot during SakuraCon. But I still lost a lot of Tekken. So much.
You think those two might have been related?
Yes. And to my left, we have...
You have the save rings on Steam if you want to troll. And lately I've been playing ukulele, which is pretty much as Banjo-Kazooie. It brought into 2017. and just been playing that. And it's kind of meta to play like an N64 game with a 360 controller in 4K. It's weird. It's Banjo-Kazooie, but it's all that other stuff too. So, which has been like a complaint, and Joel was bringing that up earlier.
Yes.
Saying,
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of complaints that are associated with it, but, you know, we can get into that a little bit later.
yes, yes.
So to interject before the third introduction,
Mhm.
it is a over-the-shoulder platformer.
Yes, it's
Third person.
It's Mario 64, it's Banjo-Kazooie, it's Jet Set Gemini, it's any of Diddy Kong Racing, any of those games you played.
Tight.
Super tight.
Super tight. And thirdly, across from me at the grand ye old table, we have...
You have just the tip. Leave me alone.
How many P's are in that tip?
There's 2 P's.
For-
You always got to double that P.
Yeah,
Double P.
for a
PvP?
for a double dose of that pimpin'.
And what you been playing, son, besides being sick?
Oh God, it's just been playing Atlas games. I got on Danganronpa 2. Still waiting to go ahead and pick up Persona 5, but I'm gonna wait till like everything is like stop showing up, the memes stop showing up, like just people stop talking about it, so I can actually enjoy it for what it's worth.
Wonderful. Well, that was actually a really quick up. That's one of the fastest updates we got for what
I
you've
know
been
because we
playing.
don't have Shady slowing us down. No Shady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor Shady. He's,
Oh,
he's working for
I
the
know.
undisclosed South Lake Union Company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going
Have
right.
we ever mentioned this company in any?
Fuck Von Shady.
Yeah.
That laundry,
Shots fired.
that-
Soft
yes.
boy's not welcome.
Oh!
We're all about Blizzard up in here.
Oh man!
He's at home playing Overwatch right now. That's what he's
Shots
doing.
fired. Crack, crack, crack. Okay. Goodness gracious.
You gotta rank up in Overwatch real quick.
At any given point, I'm sure the Facebook page is just going to get blasted with sad boy. Soft boy, sad boy. So we're going to go on to our topics because the updates were nice and quick.
Do I get an introduction?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
oh,
got
man.
something. Come on.
We got not one, but we got two. Two.
We got the principal and the vice principal.
Yeah,
over
we
here.
got the super
We're in
producers.
trouble.
No, it's like
Fresh from Grill How Long Steak Mister.
4 minutes.
We have super producer Bobby Stills.
Yeah. Gamer tag, blah blah. I think it's blah blah on both networks.
fake. You should know this.
Golf clap.
I've never played. I don't
His
know.
his Twitter handle.
BLAR. You can catch me, and yeah, what I've been playing is that Killer Queens and
Nice.
the new Zelda
Oh, Breath of Wild, you on that? Are you on
Wii U
Switch?
or Switch?
Switch.
Okay.
Ooh, and you can find him on Twitter at Go Blue. And we got the other super producer, Keith the Boogie,
Hashtag go blue.
Or
Thank-
how I refer to it as the Superintendent Chalmers to like
Superintendent
Principal
Chalmers.
Skinner over
Thank you,
here.
Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Yeah, and you can find him on Twitter at Husky Love.
He's a coog.
I know.
No.
I'm trolling so hard right now.
Yeah.
Go
Not
Dogs.
doing very good.
Dog Pound for life. And that's it for the introductions.
He's talking about the Cleveland Browns, just so you know.
Dog Pound. So, we're going to go on to our hard topics. I'm going to talk about fighting games. Sorry, I promise this will be less than 5 minutes. Yeah, super producer's looking at me going, yeah, sure. And, I'm trying to think of something that's the opposite of obvious. The Eiffel Tower is 5 feet tall.
Obscure.
Or not obvious.
Not obvious. But okay, I'm going to talk about fighting games for a second because I played a bunch of Tekken this weekend and it was a lot of fun. I got destroyed. However, E-Man, what's up E-Man? Shout out, otherwise known as Ricky O. He's in the fighting game scene here. He was over at the Northwest Majors 9, which is our big Seattle tournament that brings in major sponsored players. And this is pre-Red Bull. This is before Red Bull and Sony got involved with Street Fighter.
Where's this at?
This was down south at it's like a community school, college or whatever. Just rent out halls.
Okay.
But so it's always been super indie, right? Like no corporate presence and everything, and they get sponsored and everything. Yo, they had Tekken 7 in the tournament, pre-release. That game isn't out till June, and
At
they
least here in North America.
yeah, North America. And Namco like jumped on and helped out, and they got to have a tournament on it, and that's super cool. And people got hands on, and we had some good players out. I don't have it written down who won, but you could go find it. You could. I'm pretty sure it's on Chaos Gaming's Twitch.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Chaos Gaming? You guys holding it down. They stream all the fighting game tournaments. Like,
Yeah.
they are there in his presence.
I actually saw that at PAX last year. It looked pretty, yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. They have a big operation. It's a labor of love because that guy makes zero to little money doing it. It's just loves it to death. And as far as fighting games, that's cool because like very soon there's like a West Coast, I think either Red Bull or Sony sponsored tournament, and so a lot of people didn't fly out for Northwest Majors, but we still had some good pros there and good matches.
It's going to be the first tournament, the major, after Tekken comes out.
Oh, in June?
Mhm.
Yeah, because Tekken in America doesn't come out till June, so
Yeah.
July is Evo.
Okay. So it's just
Evo in Vegas.
just right into it.
I don't even think it's 1 full month. I think it's 3.5 weeks of training.
Just right into it, huh?
Whatever. They did that with Ultra too. Or I think, did they do that with Street Fighter 5? Whatever.
Not
That's
sure.
my update. I'm trying to keep it short. Stay tuned.
That's
Tekken 7's coming out. Train up. From what I hear from the professional scene, Tekken 6 doesn't get you ready as much as Tekken Tag, the new Tekken Tag, which is technically
Tag.
called Tekken Tag 2.
I thought it was Tekken Tag Tournament too.
Yeah, Tekken Tag Tournament, whatever.
Yeah.
That one is closer to Tekken 7 gameplay wise, like the speed and the move set. Because Tekken 6 was a little different.
And from the PC Master Race dork point, I'm kind of curious to see how well the PC version is. Because with the recent release of Bayonetta on the PC, that was an excellent port. One of the best ports I've ever seen of anything. So I'm kind of curious to see. Bandai Namco is usually very, very good with their ports. So that's
Also-
another thing I'm looking forward to.
Also, I've heard very little complaints about Street Fighter on PC
Mhm.
and the crossplay. As we know, Von Shady and I were able to train and hang out
Mhm.
online on like in our own room,
That's pretty
and we
dope.
played totally fine.
That's pretty
And
dope.
I know my connection is mediocre and his is good,
Mhm.
and there was very, very little like lag. We had a
Nice.
lot of fun.
That's what I'm talking about. I
He
wanna
also
see
got
more of
bodied.
that.
Well, he doesn't train in that. He's been doing his Tetris thing, and he's been playing.
He's really serious about that Tetris thing, isn't he?
He's very good.
Almost as serious as he is about Overwatch, though. That's what he's doing right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I heard he got an Overwatch tattoo.
Nice.
Yeah.
I watched that Tetris video he posted, and
It was terrifying.
it's I mean, I don't really understand it.
I don't understand how people can play that fast.
Yeah, or why? I mean, why that skill is necessary in life?
Ladies?
like, no, I mean, but like, what's the point of sitting there in front of that Tetris screen
That-
until you know
That manual
Tetris already fucks with my head already. 'Cause
That
you
manual
make one
dexterity,
mistake
man.
move and you're fucked and it just pisses you off.
It's that manual dexterity. The ladies love it.
Whatever. Manually dexterity.
So as that was my
Nice.
update, and we got Saved to my left, and he's gonna give us an update on a tiny, tiny franchise of movies that you may know called The Star Warses, and a game that might be coming out.
I'm gonna try to make this as brief as possible.
Please do.
Please
I will. Basically, the new Battlefront game was revealed this weekend at Star Wars Celebration. That's like the mecca for all things Star Wars. And anyway, so they showed that, and walking into that, having my experience with the last Battlefront, everybody's mixed reactions to the last Battlefront, mostly the pricing and the server selection on the PC version. I kind of came into that like, okay, this will be cool. I'll check it out. Like, it was okay, whatever. Yeah, you know. They started off like seriously. That's how I was watching it. Like, yeah, it impressed me. They started off with the story mode, and it hit me right in the gut because I've been on a tear lately. I just said I've read like 17 Star Wars books in like the last like maybe year and a half, 2 years. Watched the cartoons and all that kind of stuff. Follow all that stuff. So they came right at me, the person who was like, no. So they came right, and they came strong with the story mode, which was the main complaint of the original game, 2 years ago, that it had no compelling single-player mode.
Okay.
So they addressed that right off the top. A lot of other interesting things with this game. The creative director of it also as well was quoted originally as saying how it wouldn't have a season pass, there wouldn't be like a paid DLC type thing, or they would experiment with something different as not to break up the player base, which is what killed the first game as far as longevity goes for multiplayer.
Okay.
And then EA kind of came out and was kind of backpedaled a little bit. But so that'll be kind of interesting because EA realizes that this is the tipping point. They could burn a lot of people, and they could probably get away with it 1 or 2 more times before they end up selling maybe only 8 million copies of the game instead of 14 million like the last one sold.
Okay, well, I mean, not just in reference to the Star Wars franchise itself, but
Mhm.
EA has burned us a lot in the past.
Yes.
I mean, might it be because they are? Oh man, you know what? You don't hear Loud and Brown cuss that much on here, do you?
No, you don't.
Is it because EA is a bunch of shitbags?
The only thing EA is consistently good at is EA Sports. That's the
That-
only thing that
That's still arguable because I mean, when it came down to the basketball franchise, they just had to kill it. 2K killed them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why they had to pay $1 billion to lock up Madden like that.
yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. But people, I mean, those games that they put out everybody buys them. I mean,
And for a reason, like it's not so much the games themselves; it's the marketing and the business behind them. Because they do release excellent games. There's a reason why they still make all that money in spite of everything else. They do release excellent games, broken or not, which some of them are. But that pretty much goes for everybody.
but that's what I'm saying is that people are loyal to that.
Yeah, because they do
That-
release a good game. Every year you could say, fuck EA, but you'll end up buying like one of their games. Somehow, some way. You'll end up buying a game from a company that they own or somewhere. They're going to get your money somewhere.
So this is a proud moment in Loud and Brown history.
Mm.
Everybody get ready. Last 5 years, I think I have one EA title. I'm not joking. I'm not trying
That's
to
pretty good.
brag. I just have that Battlefield.
But also, your
Battlefield 3.
main jam is fighting games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but
so-
I played a handful
really
of
fucking
shooters for a
great.
second. You know, I bought Portal 1 and 2. I have Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. I actually bought a new copy of Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 4. The other ones I found used at Spin Cycle. Thanks, Spin Cycle. I didn't have to support Activision.
They're
Nice.
overpriced.
But
What, Spin Cycle? Yeah, their games are not.
yeah.
Their games are. I think I got Modern Warfare 2 for like $10 or $15. Their game prices are awesome.
Yeah, but to get back to what you were saying, Joe, you're right. This is a overall and general EA thing. But the thing that adds the extra layer to this is it's got that built-in Star Wars fan base where they're gonna buy stuff regardless, and you do not want to alienate that. This is something that you cannot screw up. So that's like I think there's a little bit more weight, and they're trying to like figure out that balance in there somewhere.
But I mean, like the question is, okay, well, we all know at this point that like Disney kind of owns like Star Wars at this point.
And the world.
Who else is Disney going to? I mean, if EA goes ahead and fucks up Battlefront 2, who else are they going to go to actually end up making games for them using that franchise?
So they already
EA
went to Square to make their other games.
Well, I mean, like you have Square, but I mean, like Square is still banking on the stuff that they can make money on, their original first parties, their own IPs.
But as
Oh,
far
And
as being,
licensing, like
Let's
yeah, I mean,
interject
that's-
here. I know Russ can name probably 2 Square Enix things that were not Square Enix produced, but just published.
yeah, like Crystal Dynamics, the Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider
okay.
games is not a Square
So-
game, and
so-
it did so well.
Here's my question: what Square game can you think of that actually has great online multiplayer, other than just their MMO?
Well, they have the technology there.
They
but-
have the technology,
Yeah.
but they don't have the culture for it.
Yeah, this is true, but if forced to do that, they will do that. Because they've excelled at pretty much everything else that they wanted to.
Square has also let down a lot of people too.
But keep in mind, they pioneered. They were the first company that had online gaming. Like, their game came packaged and launched the PlayStation 2 online and the hard drive feature as well. And that game was also cross-platform with the PC, and this was back in like 2004, 2005.
You know what? That is a thing.
But that wasn't the first online MMO for a console. That was actually Phantasy Star.
But that was
Well, actually, it was
cross-platform.
Phantasy Star and then EverQuest.
But it was
I think.
cross-platform.
It was
Cross-platform, though.
Yeah.
That's a big
And,
deal.
and it launched the online multiplayer part of the PS2 as well. Like, that was the game that came packed with it.
And then PlayStation punched them in the nuts and made the PlayStation Slim that did not have room for any of that.
Mhm.
And they ruined the like one-on-one partnership. And they were like, guess what? Final Fantasy 12 comes out on everything.
It was 11. And then 12 came out only for, which is a single player one, only
Yeah,
came out
PS2.
for the PS2.
But we're keeping
False.
fingers crossed. for
I
the
played
PC.
Final Fantasy 12.
Final Fantasy 12 is the single player one.
The one
Yeah.
with Fran and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they came out on all of them
No, it was
because they
only-
were
it was
pissed.
Unfortunately,
Only on PlayStation
only
2.
on PlayStation 2.
All right, well I know for a fact 13 came out on everything.
I would not be shocked to see that on the PC and probably the Pro get a remaster as well. I'd probably see that on Scorpio. I
No,
wouldn't be
there's
surprised.
rumors. Yeah, there's rumors that 12 is going to go ahead and get a remaster,
Mm-hmm.
especially with all the hype coming up with the remaster of 7.
Mm-hmm.
If 7 is successful, then 12 is the next project.
12.
Yeah, and 12 was also a touchstone game back when the PS3 launched because of the backwards compatibility. That was one of the first games like people noticed like little glitches and inconsistencies, you know, from playing it on a native PS2. So
Well,
that's,
damn.
I think that's going to be one that they're going to want to showcase. That hey, look, you can play it now.
So cool. So Battlefront. Man, that wasn't as short as we thought it was going to
Yeah.
be. So Battlefront. What's this next subject next to Battlefront? Please make that shorter.
Oh, so ukulele. Anyway, the game I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah,
It's
sorry.
basically Banjo-Kazooie. I just wanted to point out there was like a really funny meta joke in it. Much like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, any kind of 3D adventure game like that, where you find the little challenges inside of the stage, like little mini races and stuff.
I'm excited.
There was a cloud, much like what's the cloud's name from Mario Kart?
Don't remember Kujita?
Lakitu. That's the
Lakitu.
name. Yes.
C.
There's a cloud. What's up?
No, C as in
Yes,
yes. It's Espanol.
Yes,
senor.
Lakitu. I think
Oui.
Lakitu's Japanese for cloud. But you race him in the game, and he's like, oh, look at, like, I'm cloud powered. Like, there's basically like a nice little Xbox dig in there, along with like a Mario Kart dig, and I thought that was funny because they worked on both platforms.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And anybody that's tuning in, yo maniacs, this is End User Disagreements. We are still the video game podcast where your argument is
Invalid.
so invalid.
So invalid.
Just accept the fact we're right. 49 episodes in.
Except for when we have to correct each other on the air.
No, but we're collectively right.
But at that point, it's just details. We're just arguing.
It's all
over
details.
As a group, you're arguing to the point.
Mhm.
We're arguing to the point. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. And we are still in Seattle. We're still in 202. And I didn't mention this. I didn't flesh this out so much earlier. I'm going to say this at the end of the podcast. I'm going to talk about this now. We are part of this beautiful podcast network called the Soundcasting Network. And we share it with these wonderful people. We just hung out with some people from How to Be a Better Drinker. For all of you that want to get a little more liquor knowledge. If you want to know more about where your food comes from and the hottest restaurants and cook life and what else? Just how to be cool. Listen to Grill and Long Steak Mister. And, of course, not heavy, but Evil Petting Zoo.
Correct.
For all of your comic book needs and TV show comic book needs. And
Drink some more of that gin.
what?
Drink some more of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink some more of that shit.
Go to soundcastingnetwork.com. All the shows are up there.
All the shows, soundcastingnetwork.com. You can find all those podcasts on SoundCloud and iTunes and Google Play. I remembered almost kind of. And
You did.
I gotta plug one of the big boys on this podcast, man. Can You Dig It podcast is killing it. They have so many more views than us. I don't want to talk about it, but man, they're doing good.
Totally different audience.
They were also been here a little longer than us. Whatever. Just a tip knows 90% of the DJs that show up on the show. He's like, did you watch the last thing? I'm like, no. He's like,
How do you just not know these things?
yeah, because I don't know these things,
You
man.
need to know these things.
All right. All right.
Just-
All right, you win.
I'm sorry, we need to find you a connection somewhere around here if you ever want to know about anything.
Your finger's
Or
clearly
need
not on the
anyone.
pulse of what's going on.
It is not on the pulse. But we're going to move on to the next hard subject. We were talking about what we've been playing. We were talking about Battlefront. And we're going to talk about a really nasty headline. And man, this might get out of hand. And I want Bobby to jump in on this. The NES Classic. They're not going to even make anymore. They're just done.
Officially discontinued.
Officially discontinued.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna,
Weren't those things going for crazy amounts of money online too? So not only they fucked everybody else, they fucked everybody over again, right?
and
So you can't get your hands on them anymore.
and
Right.
and like and
They're
like,
expensive right now, and so the second the resale value of them is what the fuck are they doing? Why? I saw that headline and I was like,
And honestly,
this
all-
is fucking bullshit.
and like that's a thing that happens. But on top of that, Nintendo is very very strict on like reselling their stuff and like aftermarket for their stuff, and then they just drove the market up by
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I have my original Nintendo. It still works.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
my mindset, and this you have to relate to other products. Like you can't just talk about video games because no one is Nintendo. That's an unfair comparison. But you got to talk about other things that are nostalgic and other things that may work. We're even talking about reissues of albums and stuff like that. Because pushing vinyl is super expensive. Say one of your favorite bands is
I have the originals.
yeah. You get the originals right, and
I
they're
take
like,
care of my stuff.
and
But
they're
it's fucked up because people come in here and they want to be cool. And I got a fucking original Nintendo, and they got somebody that has a bunch of Nintendo games that they want to play, and they can't get their hands on one. You know, that just like the same thing with vinyl. You know, somebody that appreciates the music and wants to have it on vinyl, and then you got some fucking asshole that comes in and goes like, "Yeah, man, vinyl's cool," and I have them. I'm a tech nerd from fucking Amazon, and I want to buy all the vinyl up. You know, it sucks.
So my big comparison for this NES Classic and why it's discontinued, because they could definitely make more money making them. That is not what I'm arguing. They could totally do it.
Why did they discontinue?
So this is my mindset, right? I feel they are not a company of half measures. They're either going to do a full reissue, like a complete reorder of it, or they're just going to have the stuff out there that is now really hard to get a hold of and like luxury items, basically. And there's a couple of factors that come into this. It is not a mainline system, right? This isn't. They're not talking about the Wii U and saying, "Oh, Wii U's done."
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about something that more or less, and just the tip brought this up, was a cushion in between the Wii U and the Switch.
Yes, I have multiple theories on exactly why it's been discontinued. One would definitely be, in the year 2016, they only had like a couple of like really big hits. One of them being Pokemon Go, which was huge for a while, but they only owned 20% of the company,
And it was also
of the
free.
Pokemon company, and it was free. But you could end up buying like extra Pokeballs and stuff like that. So they only made like a portion of that. But in between, the Wii U wasn't really selling. The only thing that was really a success story for them is the 3DS, but that's just been steady. And they needed to find some other way of making extra revenue in between, like the Wii U dying and the launch of the Switch, which wasn't until March. So that's them having to go ahead and make up time. So they come out with this like basically retro console, which just plays emulated games for $60 a pop. That's what it was originally sold at $60 a pop. And with the success of the Switch, having sold 2.4 million units just in the first month.
A million in the U.S.
Almost a million in the U.S. It was like 906,000 within the first month in the U.S. But 2.4 million across the world. That I'm guessing that it had to come down to production. So that it's such a success. They're all, they're printing 3DSs as best as they can, and now they have to move the rest of the production into into being able to build Switch units.
Well, here's a couple of theories. There's a couple of theories online. Polygon wrote 4 or 5 of them.
I was reading
Polygon.
that article.
Yeah.
Those guys are great.
I like this one. So they said Nintendo actually hates piracy that much they would just continue it.
Mhm.
They think that they lost control over their own product with people hacking it.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons. They also say there just wasn't enough profit in it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it was probably like super thin, huh?
Yeah, plus half the games were licensed games anyways.
Well, that's the next
what it
one. There was
was,
the
yeah.
licensing issue with a lot of a couple of the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, DuckTales, Disney.
Yeah, and then something new is coming. It was just to hype you up, get you Nintendo back in your brain.
I'd also like to point out in that same time period, they did sell their 40% share in the Seattle Mariners for about $500 million.
They did.
So factor that in as well, like into their overall budget and stuff like that.
And then for me, I'm going to bring up other things that were comparison. I was having a polite discussion with Saverings and telling them that like it's not just printing money. Like maybe if they could easily do a like 10% of the last production just to get all the people that actually know about it
Yeah.
and want it.
Yeah.
But
But in fairness, that was right before Joe brought up the point about the licensing. Cause
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. That probably ate into enough
And
of the profit.
there's no way for them to make extra revenue off of it.
Yeah.
Once they sell it at 60, that's it. There's
Yeah.
no
yeah,
way to
there's
buy
no
new games for it. You
DLC,
can't
there's
connect it
no
online.
skins. So the thing with that is also, like, it was definitely the buffer. Like, take being a buffer out of the window and take the licensing out the window. I do not believe they will be able to sell the same amount they did during the first wave. I am confident
Yeah.
that will not
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
That first wave was like, there was hype. Everybody that really wanted it pre-ordered it. Anybody that knew about it and really wanted it got it.
Yeah.
It's the Johnny-come-latelys and the kind of like maybe the dad and mom stay at home. They kind of like want a little, and they're not like as tech savvy
Which
to
actually-
know about emulators.
What-
There's like this demographic
Which
that wants
actually, in theory, is the target audience.
it is, because anybody that knows about emulators will be like, oh, that's cute, but who cares? Like, there aren't enough of them to completely, like, make people want to, like, order that. Maybe, and
Put
I
the-
get that, because, sometimes,
Put that thing in a Sky Mall. I bet you it'll sell well.
yeah, probably, but sometimes that stuff doesn't work out. That little Atari, all games included joystick, like when you overproduce something, it's not as cool. It's overproduced. You know, like those things you sell at like Value Village, and you could buy those at Target and Fred Meyer.
There's one at my Rite Aid, the corner of my
At a
street.
Rite Aid, and that makes it, you know, diminishing returns, man. They got too thick. If Atari made a big push and made that slightly exclusive, even a little exclusive, I think it would have been more hype. And that's what Nintendo is genius about. They know how to make something hype.
And plus, I think Nintendo's right on that cusp of people that would still buy that. I think most of the people that would go back and buy an Atari retro system, that audience is much smaller than the audience that would go back and buy NES.
Sure.
But at the same time, all the games that were released for the NES Classic are probably going to be downloadable on the Switch or on the 3DS.
Or they already were.
Yeah,
on the Wii
or
or
they
the
already
Wii.
Word. Yeah, the freaking
Or the 3DS or whatever.
what do they call it? Digital console?
Virtual console.
Virtual console.
yeah.
Yeah, that's like half of them are on that.
Yep.
So, and that brings us to more nostalgia. I'm gonna do a little segue because we really don't have anything to talk about it. Segue out of Nintendo, and then we're gonna go right back to Nintendo. Speaking of nostalgia, yo, Tamagotchis, Tamagotchis, son. I killed one. I borrowed a buddy's and I reset it. You know, I got a little pen, took it out of the case and reset it. He's like, hey, try it out. That thing died in like 5 days. I'm like, Derek, what did you do? I was like, I played Mortal Kombat all day and skateboard, and then I had marching band, and then I played StarCraft all night. I don't have time to go feed my Tamagotchi.
They would just require way too much attention.
Yeah.
They're
So
always
needy.
bitching about something.
So needy.
Yeah, annoying little fuckers.
So needy.
But they're back. They're back the same time that the Nokia brick is coming back.
Re-releases?
Yeah, man.
What? Okay.
And
I thought maybe they're coming back in
yo,
popularity or something.
what year is this? We're gonna have Tamagotchis, Nokia bricks.
1990.
We're gonna have the Matrix relaunch. 20-year waves, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, it goes like that. I was talking to a friend the other day about fashion, and if you look in like Milan and Paris and stuff, it's all like mid-90s type windbreakers and stuff.
Nice.
So flannels and torn jeans. Oh, torn jeans is big right now.
Pastels and earth colors. Earth colors come back. Teal.
Dude,
Teal's about to be a thing.
No.
Everything about the 90s is coming back. You know, we're just talking. You were just mentioning Mulan. So, did you watch the new Rick and Morty episode that came out?
Oh yeah, Mulan
So they,
Szechuan.
talk, they were talking about Mulan Szechuan sauce, and apparently somebody found an old packet that had been like in a dirty car.
that what was
sold it on
trending?
eBay for $14,500.
Yeah. The recipe's up there. You can make it.
It's not the same though. It's coming in a little.
Are you going to bring
packet.
that up in your next episode of Grow How Long Saint Mister?
Probably.
All right.
7 minutes resting.
But thank you. No, but my last intro on my show from last week was a clip from Rick and Morty's where they're talking about the Little Bits Tiny Food Restaurant.
Oh yeah.
You got tiny lasagna.
Where are the little bits? Okay, and that was our segue from Tamagotchi. Do we have anything from the porch?
Wait a second, does
No.
Tamagotchi on your show count as a video game?
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It's
It's
additional
a little
entertainment.
handheld?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the whole unit. I mean,
If we can
actually
talk about
smaller.
mobile
That-
games, we can talk about Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
That, like that and like those old Tiger electronic toys and the Game Boy, like that paved the way to like Pokemon
Yo,
Go.
yo,
and
yo,
all
yo!
that
I
stuff.
had one of my first games was like that before Game Boy came out when I was in 4th grade. I don't know if it was a Tiger.
that old
but,
electronic football
but
game.
no, it was a boxing game. But it's set up and you popped up the screen. You pulled out 2 controllers and they had cords on them. And so
Whoa!
And so we would have the kid in front of this, turn around in his seat and hold the screen up on the back of his seat, and then my boy Philip would play it. But it was the G-est shit. People would be in line on the bus to play it next, and we would charge them a quarter.
Damn.
I'd never seen it before. I don't know where it came from. I still haven't seen it again.
I'll believe it.
But it was like the Tecmo screen, you know, that had the different character
Yeah.
football game like that. It was G.
Nice.
Yeah.
So man,
You gotta look that up.
there was a recent event. Speaking of Nintendo, I tried to do the Sega voice. That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Hashtag Jin.
Our show
You
would
just-
hold down if you actually.
You
sang
just
any
did what
Nintendo songs.
Nintendo.
Nintendo. I was talking about Nintendo cereal.
You can't do that. Yeah, that was the cereal, but you can't do that because they'll sit.
What's the name of the big Nintendo event that just happened?
Oh, it was a Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo Direct. Finally, what we've been waiting for. Because we talked about a couple weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Very recently, we talked about the Switch's launch games and how light it was. They just gave us their big plans for the rest of the year, and man, the Switch has some games coming out. I'm gonna name 3, and then I'm gonna pass it over to one of the other maniacs. We got Splatoon 2. Splatoon's got a fan base, man. They really do. And then we got ARMS and Battle Chasers.
Yes.
Yo, savings. What else we got?
I got Rayman. I'm really just looking at Battle Chasers. Payday 2 makes sense because that's a really popular game. It's still like a highly played game. If you look on Steam, it's like still in like the top 10, top 20 played games on there, which is kind of ridiculous.
Hot Fire.
You got Mortal Kombat, which makes sense. You got what's the other one up here, Joe? That was yours, the Puyo Puyo.
No,
Tetris.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat,
you should be all about that.
I already have it though.
Deluxe? You do not.
No, 8. So you have a Wii U?
I have the CMU emulator. So
Oh, that's
okay,
right.
So you're cheating.
So I play
Yeah,
on there.
eat dicks,
So I
Nintendo.
play on there. And what's that last one? Ultra Street Fighter.
Yeah, we talked about Ultra Street Fighter, but dude, the one you should be talking about the most is Minecraft, son, on
Yeah, should we
Switch.
dropping that?
Well, that makes sense on there, and why is that even news? That should have been a launch
Because
game on there.
well, I mean, at the same time, Minecraft is now wholly owned by Microsoft, going on to a competitor console.
Like it is on PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that existed prior to them actually owning it.
I
Too.
know, but this is like a brand new thing. Like they knew about this like years in advance.
This was held here in Washington?
No. This is an online streaming event. That's how Nintendo pretty much does all their press conferences. They also phone it in for E3 as well. They never show up at a booth anymore. They just end up doing these Nintendo Directs.
It said it was done from Redmond, Washington.
Oh, probably, most likely it would be from the North American headquarters.
You need to get in there,
But
guys.
Yeah.
but all of those are cool. But the game I'm looking at is Battle Chasers, and that's because I'm a comic book nerd. And if any of you, what's the comic book podcast?
Evil Pettings.
Yeah.
Were you trying
No.
to get me to say
They'll know.
heavy?
Yeah. No, not that
Heavy
No,
Pettings.
but they'll know about some Battle Chasers. That was a really dope image comic from the '90s that only had about 20 issues in like 6 years, and it was drawn by Jeff Masuda, who was of X-Men and Spider-Man fame, and that was his original comic book. They only barely ever came out, but it was amazing.
I'm gonna say this right now. We are gonna put a post about Battle Chasers on our Facebook.
Yeah,
You can learn more about it.
I actually have a B-roll video that I recorded at PAX that we can put on our YouTube channel too.
Dude,
So
buddy.
let's do that.
Do you guys even have a YouTube?
And it's on.
Yeah, we do.
Well, you technically do.
And Battle Chasers is in that video. I actually paused and taken aside to point out Battle Chasers.
Did you guys cover the Neo Geo masterpieces that they're releasing on the?
Let's see
Oh
that.
wait, yeah, we talked about.
Yeah, so they're releasing like Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
Fatal Fury, King of Fighters.
Okay,
all that good
cool,
stuff.
cool.
It's kind of tight.
That's all right. I mean, like I don't know. Neo Geo does this in waves. They did the same thing on Sony's platform for a little while too.
Yeah, the only master volume I was looking forward to this month was the She-Hulk Volume 1 master volume, but that's also for Evil Petting Zoo.
Evil Petting Zoo. If you need a fourth member, what's the fourth member of that?
The Three Musketeers. D'Artagnan.
No, not of the Musketeers, of like a hip hop group.
Jerobi White from
if you
Tribe Quest.
If you guys need a Jerobi for Evil
That's
Petting
AV.
Zoo,
That's AV for us.
yeah.
The Jerobi White.
Yo, if AV's Jerobi White, who's Amanda?
And then
She crushes it.
once one of his dies, he takes over, just like happened
rip. Well, man, I'm gonna wrap this up,
Who's
man.
the
That was a good podcast. We talked a lot about Nintendo, Russ's favorite company that does everything for the fans and not for the money.
I still got love for Nintendo.
Fight. I do. I love Nintendo.
I know you do.
Nintendo's for basic bitches.
I was just,
Oh,
That's
shots
what's up.
I
fired!
was just playing River
Cut,
City
cut.
Ransom. I love Nintendo.
I do,
Yeah,
but
it's fun. I mean, it's simple, but it's a lot of fun. Nintendo is fun.
if you like RPGs though, like Nintendo's platforms are always the best. I mean, not the console, but the handhelds. Everyone forgets about the handhelds, but the handheld is where the RPG
They
market is.
rule handhelds.
As
People
a-
try to sneak up on them with the Lynx and the Game Gear and the
The leaks.
What about the N-Gage?
N-Gage was hardly an actual challenge.
What
The
about
Neo
the
Geo
Nomad?
Pocket.
was pretty cool. I sold a couple of those when I worked for EB Games back in the day. That was
Oh.
a good one. The Samurai Showdown game on there was solid as hell.
Genjo. Well, man, Nintendo has got a lot of stuff lined up. I'm excited about it. Go play Breath of the Wild, and that'll tide you over until that Mario game finally gets released.
Super fun.
That Mario game takes what? It take place in like New York City.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
But Mario's still short and stubby, and everybody
Is
else
there
is
any
tall.
is there any reviews out on that or?
No, they're
it's-
like
it's
they're
just
not.
video- Yeah, it's just video that's out.
Yeah,
there.
they're an alpha.
And his hat is alive.
And is that actual gameplay too?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
concerned about
Yeah,
that.
it
It looks
looks like
really
it.
good.
Yeah. His hat's alive. It's kind of like the Minish cap from Zelda. You
Yeah.
know, the sentient hat.
We will give you updates on the new Mario game. We will keep you in tune with the Switch. We're definitely going to be keeping talking about Scorpio because compared to other podcasts, and we watch a lot of them, I feel we throw out a lot of tech numbers and trust our viewer base. And all the other ones kind of try to play like nice and be really nice. It's like, no.
Oh, fuck that.
No, fuck that. We know who our viewers are and our listeners
We
are.
need to get on Twitch.
No,
Yeah.
we're
I'm twitching for it.
we're working on that, producers.
Funding,
I'm not putting it in. I'm putting it in the camera.
funding is coming.
If funding is coming, funding is so rock hard right now. It's about to make it happen.
In fact, for you,
It's about to
if you
blow up
wanted
all
to
over the
find a
place.
Website, that'd be fantastic.
Super tight.
Yeah.
And that launch party is right around the corner.
Alright.
And we're emailing. We're gonna I'm gonna announce this on the podcast, and I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
We're gonna say that we're gonna try to be at PAX as end user disagreements, man.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Get on it.
We're gonna go contact. We're gonna contact PAX this week, and they're gonna be like, "You guys are
Oh my God,
amazing."
you're the worst to
Absolutely.
close
Coming
out.
to a casting couch.
That'd
Coming
be,
to a
that'd
casting
be great
couch.
when you guys do a live podcast from PAX.
I
I know they
know.
have the space for it. You just got to take the initiative and reach out to them.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we're local. Come on, guys.
Oh yeah, I know a guy that's emailing them.
I know a guy that
I
knows a
think
guy.
you know that guy too. But we're gonna go to closing statements, man. We're gonna go to closing statements. This is Loud and Brown, and find me at Gross Def with a PH on Street Fighter because I need more practice. I entered Evo and I'm gonna get bodied and it's gonna be really sad. But I'm a pretty scary Laura. People have called me gold level or up. Not platinum. I am not a platinum Laura, but I'm a firm gold Laura.
All right.
And
What about your
that's it
pocket
for me.
Cammy?
Well, I don't train Cami. Screw her.
No pocket.
I just found out that she had a 3-frame reversal. Now I hate her even more. You can go instant message me or tweet me on that. We're going to go to saving. Closing statements. Closing.
My fellow Star Wars and Nintendo fans, what a time to live. 16 bits ago, our forefathers
Oh my God, go.
downloaded a patch day one for stability
So say we all.
and frame rates for all the save rings.
Joel, double P.
Double P. Yes.
Baby faces
For a
and
double dose of that.
Just the tip. You can find me over on Twitter.
Babyface assassin.
You can find me on Twitter, just _ the tip, 2 P's, and leave me alone any other way.
Closing statements. Closing statements on gaming this week.
Closing statements on gaming. Everybody's just all about nostalgia. You guys go ahead and keep, jerking each other off. That's
Star
fine.
Wars.
Show
Oh,
me,
I got
show
a-
me new
Star
franchise.
Wars.
I'll be happy.
The Star Wars.
I got a perfect statement for you. For all of you nostalgic jackasses that are worried about the NES classics, go to another castle.
Yes.
They got you.
Yes, they
I
do.
guarantee they
They
got
do.
you.
They got all the games.
Shout out to Tim and company. They will get you, and then you can play games and drink afterwards.
They even got Mario Kart Arcade over there.
That's the jam.
Let's,
I want
let's
to.
take a field trip out there.
We will.
totally should.
When we get that funding and equipment, we will do a podcast there.
Definitely
But I want to
will.
thank the super producers, Bobby Stills and Keith the Boogie. And I want to thank our sponsor this week, which was Seagram's Escapes. Thank you, Seagram's Escapes. And goodness gracious, I want you to make sure you like and follow and subscribe on Instagram. We are End User Disagreements. On Facebook, we are End User Disagreements. But on Twitter, we are
EUD Podcast.
Grazie, signore. We are on iTunes. We are on Google Play, and we are on
Mess.
SoundCloud. Hey, I remembered all
the
three.
things.
I remembered all three. Subscribe, like, and please engage in it. And you know what? The people that engage the most, we're going to bring you on a podcast and we can talk about games. I'm going to say that straight
Yeah.
up.
Sure. Drinks on
I'm
you.
going to say that because
Okay.
people have been asking me, I'm like, dude, you never comment on our posts. Like, Facebook is the easiest way you can comment and interact with us. We reply back, and it becomes a conversation. And when we blow up an awful game that didn't deserve any awards like Overwatch, yeah, hey Amanda, how you doing?
Shady's
Then,
playing right now.
yeah, I know. No, Shady's having a ball right now with us here.
He's platinum on there.
No,
Oh, he's platinum. He's massive. He's challenger. If we hate on it, you have a problem with it, jump on the Facebook, become a part of the conversation. I love you guys to death. This is Loud and Brown, and to my left I got,
The Sarahs.
oh my God, across from us.
Just the tip.
Thank you kindly. This has been a production of the Soundcasting Network.
Principal and vice principal in the house.
Thank you. 42. Would